2024 is like the year of dungeon fever. I mean, seriously, how many dungeon genre manhwas can 1 year hold? It's like the manhwa gods threw a dart at the genre board and dungeons won again. But as we watch the year sprint toward the finish line, let's talk about the manhwas and manhwa that actually deserve a spot on your reading list. First up, the Indomitable Martial King. In a world where humans casually buy and sell otherworldly species like it's a Saturday flea market, we've got the mage Riffenheart, aka the Demon King, according to everyone who dislikes his moral compass. Heroes show up, determined to take him down, but instead, they leave with broken ribs and bruised egos. And Riffenheart? He gets the classic oops, I died moment at the hands of Martial King Teslan. But plot twist, he casts a last-minute spell and regresses to the past as Teslan himself. Now he's the OP Martial King who once tried to kill himself? Yeah, try wrapping your brain around that. The story is wild, and the artwork just makes it even better. Definitely worth the read. God's Gambit. Imagine a city summoned for a game of the gods, where our MC Choi Yul gets a book that reveals all the strategies but monopolizes the rewards. So yeah, he's basically cursed with a cheat code. It's thrilling, it's intense, and it's a manhwa you'll want to devour in one sitting.
Next, her summon. Meet Jin Kyung, a guy who, thanks to a tiny mistake, became a full-blown A. Think of him as that friend who's deep into anime and lives in his own 2D world. But here's the twist. Jin gets summoned to another world, and now he's gotta be the hero who saves it from monsters and evil people. This manhwa is pure gold. It's hilarious, full of awkward, relatable characters, and the artwork? Chef's kiss. If you're into heroes' journeys but want something quirky and fun, her summon is your next must-read.
Now for some laughs. I contracted myself. In a world where awakened people and ferocious beasts run amok, our MC Jang Ping is just happy to awaken his powers until he realizes he has the trashiest ability in the game. But here's the kicker. Turns out that useless power makes him invincible. Of course, right? It's a classic underdog-turned-overpowered situation, perfect for anyone who loves a hero going from zero to don't mess with me. Definitely one to bookmark when you're craving some OP satisfaction.
Next, we've got Invincible after shocking my empress wife. A manhwa where luck and power go hand in hand. Our hero, Ning Tian, is reborn in a fantasy world as a so-called waste of the demonic sect. But here's the twist. He's about to marry the empress of his sect. Yeah, talk about landing on your feet. Even though Ning Tian's current body is weak and can't cultivate, he's got a system backing him up, ready to help him shock his way to the top. This manhwa is pure fun, blending humor, action, and those jaw-dropping moments we all live for. If you're into systems and overpowered MCs with a touch of humor, this one's a gem.
Here is the max level player's 100th regression. Our MC is on his 100th go-around in a death game with 20 levels. He's had enough resets to know the game inside out, and this time it's the final shot. It's a lethal game with a ridiculous death toll, but that's what makes it so addictive. Binge read alert. It's the perfect fusion of dungeon, regression, and death games all in one crazy package.
Now, we have promised Orchid. Our main character is a little different. He can see ghosts, which is cool until he moves into a haunted apartment because, rent's cheap. Spoiler, he gets targeted by a killer ghost on day one. Can you say refund? He eventually stumbles upon an ancient temple and meets a specter that looks suspiciously human. But I won't spoil too much. Let's just say our MC's got some hidden powers that'll keep you interested unless you're a fan of bad decisions.
Third, we have childhood friend of the Zenith. A tale of betrayal, regret, and second chances in the ruthless Murim world. Gu Yongchun once walked the dark path as a demonic human under the heavenly demon's command, committing countless evils. But regret gnaws at him, and when the great Orthodox demon war ends, he's captured by the Orthodox forces, paying for his sins with his life. Or so he thought. Suddenly, Gu Yongchun is thrown back to his past, to the moment he first met Wei Siola, the very person who cut down the heavenly demon. This time, he's determined to live a quiet life, but fate has other plans. His past demons start to close in one by one. If you're a Murim enthusiast who loves stories of redemption and a bit of tragic romance, this manhwa will pull you right in. Just a heads up, the artwork may not blow you away, but the story definitely will.
Next, we have the Nebula's Civilization. This manhwa follows the story of our protagonist, Choing Woon, who achieved the top rank in the game Lost World, successfully completing all the game's achievements. However, his joy doesn't last long when he receives a suspicious email and is summoned to the real Lost World, where he embarks on a competition to become a true god. If you're into strategy games or just enjoy watching your MC outsmart everyone, this one's for you. Grab some snacks, because you'll binge this.
Now, for something darker, bastard. Let's talk about Jin's son. Yeah, his dad? The definition of a monster. We're talking about a guy who drags his son into his sick murder sprees. But when Jin's dad targets the one person who ever showed him kindness, things get real messy. Bastard is not for the faint-hearted folks. It's dark, twisted, and intense. If you're looking for something to give you chills, this one's for you. Just, maybe don't read it alone at night. You've been warned.
Next, Lord of Destiny Wheel, Ghost Star, a random planet, pops into existence, and Earth decides it's time to go full monster apocalypse mode. Animals and plants evolve into death machines while humans try to survive by logging into this Ghost Star MMORPG thing. Our MC, of course, gets the most OP class possible, because why wouldn't he? If you liked solo leveling, this apocalyptic mess of world building and monster bashing is for you. Bookmark it and thank me later.
Next up, Unholy Blood. Hyeon, the main character, just wants a normal life. Unfortunately, that's hard to do when vampires decide to crash into your college and her adoptive father ends up dead. Talk about a bad day. She's out for blood, literally, and takes on the vampires while dealing with her own cursed pureblood heritage. Unholy Blood is one of those hidden treasures that mixes romance, action, and mystery perfectly. And the art? It's to die for. Plus, it's completed, so you can binge without having to wait for updates.
On to Regressing with the Power of King. Ah yes, another F-ranker story where our MC gets looked down on by the dungeon elite until a boss fight wipes out everyone but him. Time freezes, the king appear, and suddenly our MC got the power to steal everyone's skills. Naturally, he dies anyway, but what's a little death when you can regress? Now with his second chance, he's out for revenge and no one is safe. It's got solo leveling vibes with some extra flair. For the regression lovers,
Next up, My Journey to Become Invincible from Big Spending. Okay, the title sounds like a clickbait ad, but hear me out. Yi Feng is reincarnated in a world of cultivation, and get this, he's got a system that rewards him for spending money. Like, he literally levels up by dropping mad cash. Think of it as the ultimate treat-yourself scenario. Sure, it sounds ridiculous, but that's what makes it so fun. Extravagance? Overpowered MC? Stunning art? Double check. You're gonna love watching Yi Feng flex his way to invincibility.
third on our list, the Executioner. Our hero, Seo Kang-yu, lives in a world where bad guys get executed by the law. After villains wipe out his team and take out his older brother, who is also an executioner, Seo Kang-yu goes full Thorsmind. I will have my revenge mode. He picks up the executioner gig and basically turns into a one-man wrecking ball. Non-stop action, brutal fights, this manhwa does not slow down. It's like watching a fight scene that never ends, and who doesn't love that?
Next on our list is Full-Time Swordsman, where video games and reality collide in the most epic way possible. Meet Lin Jichen, the top player in Dao Realm and the best practitioner of the 8 worlds. Life was pretty great until his girlfriend and sworn brother stabbed him in the back. Literally. But fear not. He gets a second and fiercely embraces the sword, cutting down his enemies and rewriting his fate with it. This manhwa is like your favorite dungeon crawler, but with a serious cultivation twist. If you're a fan of epic sword fights and high-stakes action, don't sleep on this one.
Next, we have SSS Grade Saint Knight. Fans of crazily OP main characters gather here as we have a new favorite manhwa. The game descended on reality. Monsters run amok, magical disasters overflow, and everyone needs to choose a class and level up to become stronger. The catch, though, is that our transmigrator Zhou Yi awakened the S+ rank talent, Protection of the Sacred Angel on the day of class awakening, turning his class into the hidden class called Sacred Knight. Not only that, he received his transmigration system, which grants him weapon blessing, angel blessing, honor blessing. With all sorts of buffs, Joyi destroyed the space itself with just his aura. This is another manhwa with epic power introduction, like Disastrous Necromancer and solo-leveling Shadow Monarch Army introduction. The artwork and fight scenes in this manhwa are off the chart. Now for some honorable mentions. Worthless Profession Dragon Tamer. It's all about class systems and dragons, which is never a bad combo. And don't sleep on I Became the King by Scavenging, another strong solo-leveling contender. Finally, Demonic Evolution. Our guy, Aang, reincarnates 60 years into the future as the strongest demon, because why not? And now has to evolve like crazy to escape his old fate. It's packed with action, and watching Aang try to overcome his inner demons, literally and figuratively, is a roller coaster. If you want something fresh with dark undertones, this one's a solid pick. Now that you've got my top picks, hit the comments. What's Jibber your favorite manhwa of the year so far? Don't forget to like, share, and convince your friends they need to Jibber read these. See you next time. Jabber out.